All right, guys, what's up? I'm Connor Ferguson here with Eric Bridger. It is time for another episode of the Always Race Day, the podcast. It is the Dirt Show, but it is the ARD podcast, the original. We'll get to Eric in a second. We're going to talk about everything from the World of Outlaws schedule release. Probably won't hit the arrest too much of Barry Braun and what happened with that XR's race promoter and the stuff that he's facing. Dolan Murdy, Iowa native, is in the Skyline Motorsports car, which is very exciting. A ton of people in and around Adams County Speedway have been telling me about in Marshall. Was he racing at Marshalltown? Eric, I need your expertise here.
The XR race?
No, Murdy. Dolan Murdy.
Oh, yeah, he races all over Iowa.
I think he was like a stock car
IMCA.
superstar.
Yeah,
IMCA, or I saw him at Marshalltown, which is probably clouding my
Super National
memory.
champion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And I said, okay, that sounds good, man. I'll wait till he gets in the late model. Then he can prove it to me. Well, he's proven it to me. He is in a car. Can't wait to see how he represents and what he does over there. And then Carson Macedo had a tweet that kind of shell-shocked the sprint car world today. Not shell-shocked. I'm just doing the intro, guys. But it was a tweet. Some of us might have disagreed with it, some not so much. We'll see what Eric has to say. We'll get to that. Anyways, before we do, I would like to give a big thank you to Chris Weiser and the Weiser companies. They hopped on, obviously, during the Knoxville Nationals. 10 days of the year, a little bit bigger. I completely alternated from this ad read for the first episode we did tonight, Eric, and now I'm back over here. So let's get the pod started. I will get the text out. JoJo's got it already. I was just about to text JoJo. He asked me yesterday if he could be on the list of people I text the YouTube link to when the show starts. And I said, not a problem. You're a big enough fan. We will go out of our way for our fans. Eric won't. We had to cancel the show last night because a basketball team was playing, but that's okay. We'll get
Northern Lights. Hey, got some good photos.
Every picture, one second, everybody.
No.
I had to open another beer to get into this conversation. I saw 6 tweets in a row, all of them almost the exact same photo taken from different parts of the state.
There's no Northern Lights hate on this podcast.
I'm not. It's fine. It's a fine. JoJo, you already texted me that. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get Gravel on here. We just had him on here 3 weeks ago. I didn't want to ask him again this early.
Yeah, he's probably a little busy still.
So I asked Bobby Pierce to come on here. I said
no.
I said, we're not. Get back to the Bobby Pierce story in 2 minutes. I can't tell it until the 5-minute mark.
So you're going to do your rant on Northern Lights or what?
Dude, all the pictures look the same. I was sitting there last night watching Dallas Stars pull out a gritty win in Ottawa. First time they've won in Ottawa since I was in high school, 2016. Long ass time ago. I'm very old now, Eric. People forget that. And then I have to do a hockey bet for the radio show I'm on every day. And the Minnesota Wild were the better team against the San Jose Sharks last night. I picked the Sharks. The Sharks force overtime from the 2 guys I mentioned, of the 2 young guns on the team. Might be the cutest 2 on the team. That remains to be the point. The Sharks win in overtime. So for the second time this year, they've played the Wild and completely were outplayed in the first 3 periods of the game. Somehow snuck out of there with a win. So I was right on that. I was having a great night. And I get on Twitter, and there's 17 tweets in a row. Just Northern Lights. Nothing different. Everything the same. And it's just, I'm over it. Hey, I like your Illinois hockey jersey, though. Basketball team had a big win yesterday.
They did. Football had a good win on. Well, football had a bye, I guess. So, no, I did not see that at all, especially them not being healthy, and they haven't been healthy. But I think it was a early season home team gets a favorable whistle type of game, and I think that was the case. Even though is it tripping or tipping last night for
Tipping.
Texas Tech
Topping.
was
Sorry, not tipping.
yeah topping was like 12-point use a 12-point within like 5 minutes in the second half. So they I think when Texas Tech gets their big guy, you might want to pencil them in for the little bit of NCAA run because they're definitely a really good team.
Yeah, and I watched Drake play them last year. Super, super tough team. That's why I was surprised with Illinois. They usually lose a couple in the non-conference, and not that they don't. You don't want to say a team doesn't get off to a sharp start because then you're comparing real apples and oranges at that point. But big win for Illinois. It's always good to get those early season victories, especially against power conference competition. That's what we were talking about with Iowa State's game that happened on Monday. But no, so Eric, I asked World of Outlaws late model series champion Bobby Pierce if he'd come on here, talk, celebrate his championship, just gloat, really, and maybe promote the World of Outlaws schedule for next season. And do a nice little appearance. We can shout out your sponsors, all that stuff. And I said, you got any free time on Tuesday night at 8:30? He goes, fuck no. Not maliciously. I think he's just on vacation. But I
thought maybe you might say he's watching an Illinois basketball game.
I wish it was that. That would have been funny. It would have been better than Brandon Shepard, who's had Illinois' logo on his car, being like, I'm not at all an Illinois fan. I'm like, why did you have this? Why did you do?
Yeah, he said he went to one game, I think, because he got forced to go.
Yeah, no, it's late model folk are weird. And we love Bobby. We'll always love Bobby. So I guarantee he's on vacation. It is not.
I don't really seem well heard about it, Connor.
I know. I was just about to say that. I'm like, now I'm kind of overplaying it. So never mind, Bobby. You're expendable. Dirt Track Racing says, love the content you've been putting out. Thank you. I say brother, assuming it's a guy, but I don't know. It's 2025. Could be. Who knows? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the comment. And we'll read all your comments. If you guys have any questions at all throughout the entire show, leave it in there. We will get to it at one point or another, typically pretty quickly, but who knows? All right. The World of Outlaws late model schedule was released this week. I didn't have too much on it. They're still starting speed weeks with the Sunshine National over at Volusia, and then they're going to take some time off. They're doing the Lucas speed weeks. They all come together, and then they have that Hendry County Speedway, I believe, is the name of the track, and that is first time in 6 years or 7 years that speed weeks won't be exclusively not scheduled against one another. I think kind of sucks, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, at least we can see these teams' decisions prior to where we saw them typically. But the only thing I wanted to talk about from the whole schedule, and I can pull this up. We can talk about other parts of the schedule if you guys want. The World of Outlaws late models are blissfully, sneakily, and Eric, give me a word.
Gritty.
Grittily. They're coming to the state of Iowa right on the heels of the Knoxville Nationals. I love this scheduling decision. They're going to Maquoketa August 21st and 22nd. So that's I believe the Friday and Saturday right afterwards. Then they're going to Oski on August 26th. So not too far of a drive. And then Adams County on the 27th, Shelby County, Harlan on the 28th. What a steal of not a steal. I mean, it was ridiculous when High Limit didn't have a race in the state of Iowa last year. This is a great decision, though, from those guys for dirt racing fans. Obviously, you don't want to stretch people's pockets, but as we know, the crowds don't overlap as much as we'd like them to. And we're going to cover racing in August, Eric. That's all we're going to do. Every day is going to be race day. That's kind of why we named it that. Hey, Josh Betts, he's listening on Facebook right now. Happy birthday, brother. Appreciate you.
He wants you to come cover the Outlaw show in Independence in April.
I might. Let me see what weekend that is. Well, I should probably have the schedule up since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take you guys through the whole thing. I thought that would be cool for High Limit, and then I got through halfway, and I was like, this was a bad idea. So I audibled that this week. I'm on my 5th hour of radio today. I was making a big deal about it on the last show. I was just trying to make those guys feel bad. We're good. We're all good. What weekend is that? Independence, Iowa on April 28th. Yeah, no, that is in play. We will see when the Barnstormer schedule comes out, and we'll see. And Knoxville's racing also. So I'm not, we're going to juggle stuff. If one of those races is going on, I will likely not be at the Barnstormers game. I should probably put that out there. But do you have any takeaways other than them going to the state of Iowa after Nationals?
Very surprising that Oski got a race. I mean,
yeah,
good.
This is like the first national tour race there in at least since I started covering the sport. So like you're talking 2020.
Yeah, I think the closest thing that I've seen there is a Sprint Invaders race maybe, but I don't know. I don't know the history. I'm sure they probably did some type of late model race back then, but yeah, I think that's kind of interesting to see that they're going to Oski. Hopefully it'll be a good show for them. I know the sprint cars put on a good show for the Front Row Classic, but yeah, it's that was kind of surprising to see, and also kind of like a mini Iowa Speed Week, I guess you want to say, with McQuica and Oski, Adams County, and then Shelby as well too.
Yeah, a little. I don't call it a Speed Week. I just call it 5 nights racing over 2 weekends. But I get what you. We also.
I think that's 1 week, Connor.
It's August 21st. I will tell you right now, we will do some investigative journalism. Meanwhile, JoJo wants me to come up to New York and come up to Weed Sport. JoJo, if I had sponsorship, I'd do it. Yeah, I was right. Assumption confirmed. I did get the next week wrong, though. The 21st and 22nd at Makokada is a Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Then they race again Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that stretch is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Sorry, reading microphone.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
So 7 days.
We're gonna have to dig deep in the off season when we have nothing to talk about and channel ourselves to find the definition of a speed week.
Adams County is a perfect late model show. I do agree.
Yes, I'm really excited for that track. There's so many tracks around here that haven't had the national attention, and I've been saying for years, like, guys, get a national race.
It's the same thing with Harlan with Shelby County. They're getting both late model shows.
Yeah,
and sprint cars High Limit. So,
what a year for them! I've never been there. I can't wait to check it out. I've been close to going. It got rained out. Yeah. So, yeah, not necessarily the one that they put you through. Are you still salty about that, or are you over it?
That was Outlaws, so it doesn't really matter.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's the Outlaws late models.
Yeah, it's different decision makers.
I know.
I'll get the boycott the Outlaws flag behind me or something like that. We'll put it up for the podcast.
We'll get you a regular World of Outlaws banner, and we'll just duct tape boycott above top left.
Do like the Michael Jordan logo over the deal or whatever for the band. Can't ban me.
I love it. We should try something like that, but no.
Always race day versus Outlaws.
Yeah, I'm sure that go over well. My mouth would get us in trouble before anything happened with that. As always, leave us your comments, questions, anything you got regarding anything in dirt racing. Doesn't have to be about late models. Doesn't have to be about anything. So appreciate JoJo Brad, Britton Swartz. That's his name, who said Adams County. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Dolan Murdy will become the second driver for Sky Motorsports next season. The car was being driven by Mike Marlar, but has not ran the rest of the season. And the Iowa native will take over at Florida Speed Weeks next year, and they have not made a decision on what series they're going to run. So I introed that on the show really poorly, by the way, but people were telling me this kid's really, really good. And I said, he's an IMCA stock car. I believe you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I need to see him do it in any other vehicle. This isn't good. My internet's been crap tonight. Have I been choppy the whole show, Eric? Because I can't tell on my end usually.
Yeah, you just cut out for a couple seconds, but I still heard you.
Okay. As long as people heard me. If it happens again, we will switch over to the Wiser Company's hotspot. Wiser just got a free ad out of me. There you go. Wiser Company's hotspot.
Yeah, I mean, Murdy.
I don't know what I'd sell that for. How many times are we potentially going to use it throughout a year with the apartment I'm at right now? Hopefully that changes in the future. We'll see. But no, I was like, I want to see him run in a late model, see what he does. And he's done good. He's performed. He has not done short of my expectations. Nothing close to that. Not that he's came in and lit the world on fire. I'm just going to piss off both sides no matter what I say. And I don't think there's even both sides to this. But no, I'm excited to, any Iowa native to go up and do something is really cool. But I think it's cooler that I've had so many people come up and tell me and like go out of their way, probably 8 or 9 over the past 3 years that have said, you got to watch out for this Dallin Murdy kid. He's that good.
Yeah, you don't see too many people like that getting a big time late model right at 20 years old. So, I mean, but he's definitely proved himself so far in the ranks, whether that's IMCA stuff or even late model stuff last year in his rookie season for the IMCA or the Marvin Bank series there. He's won some races and won some big races as well, too.
Yeah. And not many people talk about late model drivers like that. Like I talked about Bobby Pierce like that before he blew us off this week. Now, expendable Bobby. No, but Austin Kirkpatrick race cars is the chassis they're going to go with. And then Bruning is following that same schedule that they'll debut during the Outlaw Speed Weeks, the Outlaw Lucas Speed Weeks, and then at some point make a decision. So we'll see where they go. Dirt Tracker reported this, but Cody Overton headed to the Billy Hicks 79. I think Donald McIntosh used to be the driver there. Not too much on that. I'm happy that Overton got a ride. He's a talented guy. There's a lot. The thing about late model racing is the line under National Tour, and this is on topic for later in the episode, but the line where it goes from National Tour to Regional Tour, and there's a big gap. So if we're setting up tiers and stuff, kind of the bottom of that National Tour type of driver that has the speed to compete with those guys. Yeah, there's a top tier. Yeah, there's a second tier. That third tier is deep. Like driver 21 to 56 in late models are far closer than the same in the United States sprint car rankings. If we were to rank 56.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talent out there that races a bunch of regional shows or local shows or whatever they want to call it. There's definitely a pull out there for drivers.
Yeah, and obviously, like you just, I've had buddies that we used to give one of them shit because he'd go out and find a race. It's like I've never heard of anyone in this race but you, Dale McDowell, and the 20 grand check waiting for you at the end. Which, no, it's there's a lot of money in the sport, a lot of money in that sport, and a very deep roster overall. Next thing on my list was just XR promoter Barry Braun was arrested. I didn't want to talk about it too much. He allegedly owes a lot of people in late model racing money. And I did not see many positive words on social media, and I'll just leave it at that. Don't know anything about it. Don't know any any specifics. Once it comes to a close and we need to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But it does suck for racing. I hate seeing race car drivers at least claim, but race car drivers that don't get paid. That sucks.
Got to pay your bills or pay the people you say you're going to pay. And you're not talking about $10,000 or $20,000 races to win. You're talking about guys that haven't get paid for 6-figure type of wins. So
yeah. No, it's there's a good chunk of change on the table, allegedly. Eric, do you want to? We're going to start the sprint car half of the show, not half, but and if you guys got questions for late amount, we'll answer them whenever. But we had to read this tweet. We had a little reading action going on. That text is super small. I'm glad I copied and pasted on my phone here. It says Carson Macedo. That's what we're going to call him now.
Carson says Carson Mosquito.
So Carson Macedo tweeted, without California on the schedule, talking about the World of Outlaws schedule. It says that on the line under here, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm conditioning myself. This is the first time I've done 5 hours of radio in a day. It's real tough. We got it tougher than the sprint car drivers. Eric knows. He's sitting. Well, he's an hour one of his. But if he was doing 5 hours, he'd acknowledge it. We got a tougher job than they do. Carson says, without California on the schedule, the World of Outlaws might as well be the All-Stars. Couldn't disagree with this more. If Votto doesn't get rescheduled and California gets cut out, the farthest the series goes west is South Dakota, ? Might as well be a regional series. Eric, I'll let you. I've kind of revealed what I thought of this already on the Pavement show. I will definitely say it again if you don't listen to that, so don't worry about that. But Eric, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because if like 7/8 or like 5/8 of your drivers are going to lose money by going out there for a week or weekend, doesn't really make any sense to go out there. It's kind of hard because you obviously want to pick and choose where you think you're going to get like 10 or 15 extra cars, or 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 extra cars at least, so you can have a full field to show for the price of admission at the gate. There's no doubt that California is the most expensive state out there to race at or travel at or whatever. If you're not going out there, if you're not going anywhere in the western farthest time zone you can, inland in the States, I guess you can't really call yourself a national touring series, but yet on the high limit side, they don't race every weekend. There's like 2 or 3 times in the schedule where you have dedicated off weeks that you want, if you can choose, if you want to do or whatever. So I really don't see that as a national touring schedule because you're not going from February to November or whatever.
Jeez, you guys are strict over there.
Well, you got to run your races.
When I was growing up, they had the Tony Stewart sprint car game on the PS2, and you could run national pro sprint car 1 week, and then they'd take 3 weeks off, and you're running national midget.
I don't know. It's a little bit different than a video game, but I see his point because
it's a very basic video game with randomized 40-week schedules.
If you're not going anywhere past, I don't know, 81 Speedway in Kansas or on the west side of Texas, you're not really being a national touring event. You're being more of a Midwest to East Coast type of national touring event versus not going out west.
I'm glad you said that because I think on all the hours of talking today I've done, we've almost agreed on everything, me and my co-host. So I vehemently disagree. I've now used that word 4 times, which I told myself I'd limit to 3.
You use your big fancy words.
Yeah, I don't have many of them, so they get reused, repurposed. I know Carson was. I'll get into that in a sec. The definition of a national tour series to me is the level of racers in it, and just also as far as the schedule goes, just not being regional. They don't. If you race in Maine and Texas, that's national enough. But it comes down to the level of drivers. I don't at all think that this would put the Outlaws a peg below high limit or vice versa if that was going on. I don't. There's going to be wars over tracks. There has been already. Different tracks have switched to different places. Different people promote at different places. Never mind. We won't. It's still a national series because of the talent in the tour. That's the major thing that happens here. And I know Carson wanted to go out west. That's as much as I can say. The Patreon members know what I'm talking about. He really wants to go out there. That's his home state. He wants to race in front of his family. I get it. I don't agree with the reasoning that he used here. But he has every right to be pissed off. Every right. You want to go race in California. You're pissed that they're not. It's a national tour series. They've raced there twice or 2 stints for however many years. You want to keep that going. It's just races being taken away. So I completely get why he's not happy with it. But yeah, it's still a national tour, Eric.
So if you had would you call it a national tour if it was racing just in the Midwest only and had all the outlaw talent?
I mean, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Even
What
though
are
they're
you going to
racing
bring
in,
up?
even though they're racing in a region, just racing in like 5 or 6 states. That's not national tour. That's a region tour.
Whose schedule are you talking about? High limits?
I'm just trying to point out something for you. Say it doesn't matter where
No,
they
I
race
know.
as long as they have the quality.
Florida.
You said as long as they have the quality of the talent of the drivers. So
I would, if that scenario ever happens, I will concede the argument to you. I don't think it will, but if it ever somehow does, I will hand it over to you.
I'm just saying that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
If you're in Florida and you're also in Iowa, that's national. That's the Drake Jacksonville football rivalry over in the Pioneer Football League. The definition of grit learned in November Pioneer Football League games. All I got to say. Non-scholarship FCS football. Middle November snow coming down. That was an excellent game I watched Saturday. Drake lost, but other than that, it was really fun. So, yeah, to sum it up, I think Carson should have taken a different angle with this. I think he's totally right to be mad. Now, the reasoning that he's mad was not what he posted. I don't want to say it like that. The defense to going to California does not need to be if we're defining the World of Outlaws as a national tour. I did reach out to him this afternoon to see if he wanted to come on the show. I didn't hear anything back, but we'll get him on at some point in the off season. He's always a really good talker, super good quotes every time we've talked to him. So I'm excited for that. Some bigger news too. Not bigger. I'm sorry, guys. I'm putting people down just left and right. Every other sentence comes out of my mouth. Someone's got to be the victim of my words. Carrie Madsen is going back on the road nationally in a one-car team effort for. It's been out there spoken by Justin Fiedler, and I'm not trying to blame him. I've only seen it written as Vermeer Motorsports. I don't know if Madsen is part owner or not anymore, but nonetheless, him and Vermeer are teaming up to go on a national tour next season. They have not decided between the World of Outlaws and High Limit. Ty Wolfgang is working with them as the crew chief, and man, I'm excited for Kerry. Dude, he's raced at Knoxville probably 4 years, Eric, since he lost the KCP ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 5 years at least. I think it might have been 5.5. And he's just raced locally at Knoxville, and he's got a good partner there. They've had a lot of bad luck. And now you kind of get a reset, and you're going on the national tour. So, and working with Ty Wolfgang. So a lot on the horizon for Kerry. I want to get him on it at some point over the next few months too, to see what he's got to say about it. I did not reach out to him, but anyways, we will get him on at some point. I just didn't want him to listen and be like, I missed Connor's text. I didn't reach out to you, Kerry. Any Tuesday of the next 9 weeks, let me know if you're free. But I'm really excited, man. He's obviously a fan favorite at Knoxville, and to see a guy that is in that stage of his career and has proven and shown that he's still got it, to now go national tour racing, that's big time. It's big time. There's no other way to put it. So, yeah, Eric, don't say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm not giving you shit for not talking. I'm giving myself shit for how I framed it to you.
No, that's fine. It's it's interesting. I think the thing that kind of got swept underneath the rug is Schurenberg not going back to the 55 car and then going back to one car. So where it's been the last year and a half, I want to say maybe 2 years, is where Kerry was kind of running the 55 car out of the Knoxville and kind of basing his schedule off of Knoxville and being kind of a limited Midwest schedule. So it's, I mean, he's done well. Probably hasn't gotten the wins like they wanted to, but they've been close a couple times. He's been close in the 15 car, winning as well too. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of sucks seeing them go back to one car, but I think it's pretty tough to run two cars, and I think Vermeer would only run two cars if they had to for Kerry and Kerry only. I don't think it'd be for anybody else, with just the relationship they've had. And then plus having Ty Wolfgame. I mean, Ty's been on the championship winning team and has won championships. Obviously his pass with KKR didn't go as well as it should have been, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting combination. I mean, Kerry's getting up there in age, but I think he's still a gasser no matter what they decide to do, but Outlaws are high limit.
Yeah, and I had a point I was going to say, and I was writing down stuff to not forget to say later. God damn it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm hopeful for Kerry to do well. Oh, that's what it was. One of my favorite racing quotes of 2025. I asked Kerry, he was on a tough stretch, not a tough stretch. He was on a stretch of like podium, wrecked race car trying to win, podium, something like that. And I said, going pretty well for you. Is it frustrating you haven't won yet? And he said, fuck no. I'll take all these one after another. Pile them up, Connor. And it was just, he said it in the funniest way. And I laughed about it for probably 30 minutes, probably 29 minutes too long. But in what happened to him at the Knoxville Nationals was really hard to watch. So I hope he bounces back. Really do wish him the best. And we'll get him on in the near future. I need to do the recon because I did it for the Basin interview, and I got some stories that he didn't think I'd ask about. So now everyone we get on here, I got to dig deep into their past, and it's kind of like a 2-week deep dive. So it's like the Kevin Hart checking savings account thing. It's a whole mess going on. Another big name. Let's talk about this one first. There's two more, and then we'll let you guys go. We'll get off here a little earlier than we normally do. But the deal between Donnie Schatz and Big Game Motorsports, I can say this out here now, but Patreon members have seen the updates on this. The deal between those two is done. The reason I was given was because the engine builder could not keep up with a 2-car team. And yeah, now
rephrase that. It's not done. It's not happening. You might want to rephrase that just in case.
What did I say?
Did I say the opposite? You said it was done. Like,
oh yeah, it's done. Like not happening.
Yeah,
not happening.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Clip it. Not done.
Clip it. Not
opposite of done.
Not
done
happening.
And gone. We're gonna keep flipping it. Thank you for good. Talk over me louder next time, Eric. Good stuff.
Will do.
So yeah, Donnie Schatz won't go to big game next year. They wanted to expand to a 2-car team, and that's the engine builder thing was the reasoning I was given by a source, and is really I don't know if that's. I'm not trying to cry conspiracy here. I'm not trying to say anything, but it is a bit odd because of the time I started hearing about this and the time that it fell through. I would think that, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that the engine builder would be consulted at some point between then. And maybe they're waiting for the end of the season to, that the week before World Finals to get things ironed out, and they couldn't figure out how to iron them out. But I guess we're doing the talking points we did 2 months ago. Where do you want to see Donnie Schatz go, Eric? Say Eric Bridger Motorsports. Just put it out there. It's like when Wisconsin tried to get Nick Saban. What's he going to do? Say no?
Well, they already extended their Luke Fickell, so but
this was a couple years ago because I tried to copy and paste that tweet and I'd used it for Drake football, and then the guy got really mad at me. I got like 5 DMs from him. I was like, "This is embarrassing. Like, I'm not even going to show people." That was bad.
My guess is this going to be the same thing. It's going to be the 15 car for sides. It's going to be second Jason Sides car.
Second Jason Sides car, and that is without is no information. I would not
JVI
say that.
For backing them up for it.
Yeah, so that's who I would put the favorite as, but also it sounds like one, he's not retiring for sure. 2, they've just really started searching for what they're going to do. Now that deal isn't there. Jojo says home and stay there is where Donnie needs to go. Jojo is not a Donnie guy. We need to make sure that's out there.
I don't know. He's got the truck stop he can take care of in the Nice's racing. So.
Me, big Donnie guy. Eric almost won more times at Knoxville than Donnie does have nationals. Actually, he has. There you go, Eric.
You never know.
You just got to be selective with the words you use for your stats, and you can make any number true. Absolute legend, Eric Bridger is. I'm working on updates from every driver that we can ask about, every story we can imagine. More to come on the Patreon page. Go subscribe. It's $4.99 or $5. And as long as you're on that $5 tier, if you're on the 10 or 20, there will be more coming for that. But yeah, as long as you're on the $5 tier, you'll get everything that's paid. I'm working on doing more free stuff, but we're really at the tail end of the season. And the free stuff is, I don't want to just post like race facts for you guys, stuff that's like useless that you could go look up yourself. And it's, I don't know. We're going to talk about it over the off season. We're going to figure out what to do with it, but thank you to those who have subscribed. We really appreciate it.
Even when it was in Italian.
What's that?
Even when it was in Italian.
That's right. Last thing here is Ashton Torgerson and the Shark Racing 1A car are moving from High Limit to the World of Outlaws next season. So both Shark Racing cars back on the World of Outlaws tour together. And Ashton Torgerson obviously behind that seat. What do you take away from this move, Eric? Is there anything I'm missing other than the fact that, they didn't get a charter, right?
Are they going High Limit or are they going Outlaws?
They're going Outlaws.
I'm guessing, I don't think it was a very good move for Shark Racing to split up as it was. I think it was good for Jacob to kind of step away.
Yeah, you needed to
reevaluate.
I think. Okay, I got it now. I'm sorry. This is product of Hour 5 of radio. They did not have a franchise or a charter, but it was the top 10 performing over 2 years. So you had to be there for 2 seasons. Were they there 2 years ago?
No, because 2 years would have been probably when Jacob was.
That's what I thought. So yeah, it's
making his changes. That's fine.
And you see, I feel like I'm shorting out right now. I can tell by the timing. But yeah, going Outlaws next year. Eric, tell me what you think. How How many wins is Ashton going to have next year? Put you on the spot. I know he rolls his eyes at me. Oh man,
2 maybe, not the most.
jeez, Eric, it'd be nicer than that.
It's hard to win.
He gets 1, maybe 2. I think he could. That'd be an impressive 2. You say it like that, and then no one's feelings get hurt.
I didn't know this was always feelings podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you Illinois fans always come in here running amok.
I'll go buy the kids club's tickets for the Iowa basketball games while I'm at it.
Is that a shot at my KXNO show?
It is because I remember specifically them talking about it. So
He keeps, that kid's been on there. I haven't
They
met
were-
him. It sounds
were
like a
worried.
great kid.
they were worried about the kids, the Boys and Girls Club of Cedar Rapids. They were worried about them.
JoJo has walked back his Donnie Schatz take.
Oh yeah,
Says, in all honesty, I've made respect for what Donnie has done and accomplished in his career. Not what he said over text last night. A lot more choice words from JoJo.
he must have started on the Connor Ferguson's feelings
They'll
train.
walk it back. Yeah, they'll walk it back. Connor Ferguson strategy. I use it all the time. It's the best. I don't think there's one out there better. When my sister's drunk, she will sit there and she'll say, "Spit it out. What do you want to say? What are you trying to say? You trying to come at me? What are you trying to say?" And she'll do that for 90 seconds until one of her friends intervenes. And they're like, "It seems like you were yelling at her." And I was like, "Yeah, I was telling her to shut up so I could talk." That was it. That one's the best. That strategy, it works really well. Other than that, I do my best.
No wonder you get the whole talking over people. You just got it from your sister.
I liked it. This has been a great week of being in front of a microphone. I've gotten Lindy on her psychotic. Listen to this, Eric. Wait till you hear this. She's hosting Thanksgiving dinner. Guess what time it starts?
8:00.
6:30 p.m. Which, guessing 8 o'clock kind of ruins the whole clip.
Connor would be 13 beers in by then.
Yeah, I might starve. I'm going to tweet about it. We're going to see if I make it to 4 o'clock without having any food. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Does the Vikings play on Thursday or no?
The season's over. The season's over. KOC is a great coach. I love him. Let's develop the quarterback. Justin Jefferson quit after that ball was intercepted. I'm not going to really shame him for quitting. But the season's done. They suck.
Good news for you. They don't play on Thursday, so there you go. You don't have to worry about taking the wife and kids out of the house after you break the TV.
I know, and that's Best Buy guy knows my name now, which the last few seasons we've only lost 3 games, and he didn't really know who I was. But now, no. Too much repeating, too much repetitiveness, and I don't know. I don't want to question, especially an NFL team's effort. But I guess that's the level of sports where you're probably going to question it. So Eric hasn't moved in 45 seconds. I don't know if you guys can hear me. There we go. Were you just stoic for a sec? Was that not you freezing?
I was just listening to you.
Yeah. So. Okay. But yeah,
looking something on my phone.
We're 4-5 through 9. I guess there's 8 games left. If you go 6-2, you're in the playoffs. If you go 5-3, you might make the playoffs. But I don't know. It's just not a team that's going to win the Super Bowl, Eric. Definitely not. So I hate to say I gave up at this point in the year. But that's the team I got in my hat. It's the one team that every move they make, I'm like, yeah, I can see why you made that move. So hopefully the Vikings get somebody like that someday. Not that the current one blows, but season's a failure, and they got one of the best coaches in the NFL. So it just stinks. Okay, are we good? Everybody,
good.
Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. If you took 5 minutes out of your day to listen and somehow made it to this point of the show and tuned in at minute 39, and now you're listening to the ending, I sincerely appreciate you. But JoJo, Brad, everybody that commented, Josh Betts, love you. Happy birthday, buddy. Yeah, thank you. Means Means the most. Means quite a bit. I'm gonna get off here and watch mindless TV and go to bed. Been a long day. Appreciate y'all. Eric, you got anything to say?
Nope, all good.
Okay. Well, we will see you guys later.